What I really love about this film is that I think that while it answers these big questions, like that I had as an Omen fan growing up, like where does Damien come from, you also get to know a whole new set of characters that weren't in the original franchise. So you really get to discover this whole new world.
The first Omen is a prequel to the original 1976 horror classic The Omen, setting up the horrifying tale that so many horror fans know.
When you leave the theater, all that horror is going to stay. Man, that sounds horrible, but that honestly is, I think, the best approach. And those are the movies that scare me the most, or the ones that are the most grounded. I think, there's a lot of characters that are beloved in the original, and it's really exciting to bring them back in the first Omen. And, seeing Spoleto's face and seeing Gregory Peck's face again at the end of the film, and Father Brennan.
It is the sixth film in the long-standing franchise and a prequel to The Omen. It was directed by Arcacia Stevenson, whose credits include Sci-Fi's Channel Zero, with a screenplay by Stevenson, Tim Smith, and Keith Thomas.
I mean, they're so fun to make, to be honest. They're so challenging, physically, emotionally, mentally. You really have to push yourself to the limits of what the human body can do sometimes. And it's such a rewarding feeling. And I just find it fantastically entertaining to perform and also to watch. So it's kind of a win-win for me, really.
The film stars Nell Tiger-Free as Margaret, an American woman sent to Rome to begin a life of service to the church, but encounters a darkness that causes her to question her faith and uncovers a terrifying conspiracy that hopes to bring about the birth of evil incarnate.
So it's a direct prequel to the original Omen. We find our story somewhere around 7 years before the original takes place. And it just slots right on in there. It tells you the story of what came before this movie that we all us horror fans have grown to fear and love so much. Yeah, tough to do without spoilers. Well, I suppose everyone's seen that. Of course, we have the iconic "It's all for you" line.
Margaret is sent to Rome, where she will begin her life of service to the church, serving in an orphanage. However, an insidious darkness begins to invade her life, and Margaret questions her faith. As Margaret struggles to understand what is happening to her, she uncovers a plot to bring evil incarnate into the world, and she is unwittingly at the center of it.
Margaret's so interesting. And, when I first got the script and I read it, I was really surprised to find out that the lead was going to be this young novitiate. And it was really inspiring discovering this character more and more, because she's, she grew up in an orphanage her entire life. And then immediately after aging out of the orphanage, she goes on to become a novitiate.
And it's honestly really great to hear from the cast, as they themselves are fans of the original and express that highly, with Nell Tiger-Free even saying, "I've always loved that movie because I'm a big horror fan, so I went back and rewatched it, and I found it still scared me just as much today as it did when I was 11 years old, because that's when I first watched it. It stays with you." And while they were filming this movie, it was said that weird things started happening on set. Doors would get knocked on, and there was nobody there. I was staring at Ralph's necklace once. It was a crucifix, and it just snapped in half and fell off his neck, Free revealed. But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What do you think about all these moments and the cast? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
So I think that she has this really incredible arc where we wanted her to go from heaven into hell in the course of this film. And the first time you see her, she's rising up above into this beautiful golden light. And then we end with her surrounded by flames in this dungeon.